Now we're going to look at finding one-sided limits and two-sided limits by using a piecewise function. If I want to find the limit as x approaches 2 from the left of the given piecewise function, that means I'm looking at values to the left of 2. So I want to make a chart of values using x values that are to the left of 2. So I'm going to start with 1.9, and I want to get closer and closer to 2 and see what the value of the function is getting closer and closer to. So I'm going to pick 1.9, then 1.99, then 1.999, 1.9999. Okay, so when I plug those values in, and because we are doing this to the left of 2, we're finding values that are less than 2. So I'm looking at this first piece of the graph here. So I'm using the rule x plus 1. So when I plug in 1.9, I'm going to get 2.9. When I plug in 1.99, I'm going to get 2.99. When I plug in 1.999, I'm going to get 2.999, and then for the corresponding function value for 1.9999, I'm going to get 2.9999. So as x is approaching 2 from the left, the value of the function is getting closer and closer to 3. So I would say that the one-sided limit coming from the left of 2 would be 3. Okay, now let's look at the right-hand limit. So if I want to find the limit as x approaches 2 from the right of our function, I'm going to be picking values that are greater than 2 but close to 2. So I'm going to be picking 2.1, 2.01, 2.001, 2.0001. I want to keep picking points that are getting closer and closer to 2, but on the right-hand side. When I plug in 2.1, I'm going to plug it in to the second piece because these are the x values that are greater than 2. So I'm going to plug in 2.1, and I'm going to get out 0.41. Then I'm going to plug in 2.01, and I'm going to get 0.0401. When I plug in 2.001, I'm going to get 0.004001. Whoops. And then when I plug in 2.0001, this is what I'm going to get. So as x approaches 2 from the right, the value of my function is getting closer and closer to 0. So I would say the limit as x approaches 2 from the right for this piecewise function is 0. Now we can verify that by looking at the graph. Let me use my green. If I'm coming from the left, I'm looking at my green table. And if I'm coming from the left, as x gets closer and closer to 2, I'm getting closer and closer to my y value of 3. And then coming from the right, as I get closer and closer to 2 for my x, I'm getting closer and closer to 0 for my y value. Now, the two-sided limit would be if I'm looking at both sides coming in at the same time from either direction. I would say as x approaches 2, but I'm not specifying a specific direction. I would say in this case, the limit doesn't exist because in order for the two-sided limit to exist, the one-sided limits have to be the same. You have to be approaching the same number from either direction. So you could have one-sided limits that exist, But the two-sided limit, when it's coming in from both directions at the same time, in order for that to